Hello, and if you're watching this, you're very interested on a different way to make jerky. This is a moose jerky video, pretty much the same as beef. A lot of people always tend to say that, oh, they need good choices of meat and cut it up with the grain or against the grain, and that's how they do their jerky. Well, I found it a way off of a friend of mine a few years back that does it a different way. And I'm going to show you a different way, and the beautiful thing about this different way is that you can use all your garbage ends of meat, everything that comes off the animal except for the white stuff, slimy stuff, the scaly stuff that might clog up a cheaper grinder that I have right here. What's going to happen is that instead of me cutting up on a cutting board, which a lot of people do, and it's very thin, and then try to dehydrate it or smoke it. What I've already done is I've taken approximately around 2.5 pounds, 3 pounds of moose meat, and I've cut it up into 1 1/2 inch chunks, and I've already fed that through the grinder to save everybody expense of that, watching me do that due to the poor video quality or editing quality I got right now, because I don't have a lot of equipment. But I already got that done, and I got that already grinded up. It's very easy especially when you remove the white cartilage and all the in between, the muscle separation, the white pieces. And what I've done, what I do when I do that, I always use the biggest disc that come with my grinder. The grinder I have, it's probably one of the cheaper ones you can get, but I use it a lot. Right, it's Karcher, it's pretty cheap. That might show up backwards. It's a Kitchenair, sorry, but that might show up backwards in the video because I got it done face round, because my video editing qualities ain't the best right now. But it's just to give everybody a basic idea. So right now, I already got one load of meat pushed through, to 2.5, 3 pounds. So I got it ground up. So you know what that does? That exposes more of the meat. It exposes the meat in a way that now you can put more stuff into it. So now, what I have here, I got soy sauce. I'd say 1/4 cup of soy sauce. This is the one I come up with on my own, and everybody loves it. A 1/4 cup of soy sauce. See, we're getting technical. Probably 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce. Brown sugar. This is brown sugar. You don't need to make it liquid, but this is around 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I add a little bit of warm water to make it more easily go into the meat. And this is just like a Montreal steak spice, a keg steak spice it's a keg spice or whatever for the spicy steak if you want it. But I used it, and it's probably a couple tablespoons there too. And you can go up and down with these. You don't need to be exact with that amount of meat. You got 2.5, 3 pounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them all together. I'll add the spices in first. We're going to turn the camera a little bit. I got it around a little bar stool. Worcester sauce and soy sauce. Right. And the brown sugar obviously does a lot for flavoring. If I didn't have brown sugar tonight, I'd probably use honey, because I'm not too particular. On going at stuff. Sometimes you find out some of your great recipes just by playing with stuff you have. I always keep a clean kitchen. I spill a little bit of soy sauce. So now I'm just going to mix that around a bit, just like that. Now I already got my meat ground up the first time around. It's very easy because I cut up very small, 1 inch or less than 1 inch chunks. So now all you do is just take this little bit of sauce that I got done here. You've seen it all. I hope I give a good description of what it actually was. Brown sugar, Worcester, and keg spice and soy sauce. Pretty simple stuff that most people have in their kitchen every day. So now, all I'm going to do is, as you're witnessing here now, This is just freshly ground up moose meat. And everybody goes mad for this. So all I'm going to do is just pour this right in over everything. Like that. I'm quite happy with what come out there. That's good. The sink. Now I'm going to take off my wedding ring because I don't like getting all squished around that and inside. So now all I'm going to do is just mince my hands in through all this. And what we're doing now, see, we got the advantage of having all our moose ground up. Anybody that's cutting their meat right off the leg or right off the roast and just trying to keep it that way and think that all the big companies do it that way. Now I don't know how the big companies do it, but I'm assuming that the big companies is doing it the same way I do, because this always seems to turn out better than my buddies, other guys that I know that do it cutting off. And I tried to tell them about grinding up, and they won't listen to me very much. But now I believe this one's better, and everybody in the family and people I know like this better. So now, pretty basic. Now I'm going to load my hopper and my grinder, and this process is going to take a couple minutes, and it should be done. I got to prop my grinder up on my cutting board because the bowls ain't high enough. This one here is only around probably 4.5 inches of clearance, so just prop it up on something. Not a big issue. There's a little bit of regular meat left in there, but that won't matter. So the big thing with this is load up the hopper and get it down through. So I'm going to turn that on, not going to be speaking for a minute or two, and we're going to grind up all this flavorful flavors that's gone through this now are really going to penetrate. So just bear with me for a couple minutes. And just to say, I forgot to tell you, I got a bigger disc used now. So what I got to do, I forgot to do this. I got to take the bigger disc out. I forgot to do it. And I'm going to get some of this. So that's the bigger disc. It's almost like a pie shaped. I'm just going to throw that right in the sink. Don't need that one no more. I got a couple options. I got a really small one that wouldn't really be suitable. Got this one here. I could probably go with that one if I wanted to, and I could go through each one of these stages. Well, I'm just going to use the bigger one, but it is smaller than the one I just used. So this is all I'm doing here now. Just changing my disc, very easy. That's pretty solid. Now I'm going to continue like I said. So that process is over with. What you have now is the meat ground up once in a larger disc. Now it's ground up a second time in a smaller disc with all the spices and everything at it. So now you got, it's even ground up even more. So a lot of people use smoke flavor or use a smoker for making jerky net. I'm pretty basic. I used the old Ranco dehydrator. I think Mom and Dad bought it back 20 years ago and it still works fine. The only trick with this is, I find, you have to put it on a pizza pan or something if you're going to lay it somewhere. I'm going to lay it at my garage because it do actually smell quite a bit when you are actually dehydrating the elements going and that. But I lay tinfoil on it so it's easier to clean up on the pizza pan. And in the first level of the dehydrator is your element, and this is your first tray. And I have all these trays here to do. So I'm just going to show you just one tray, me making one tray. And then what happens after when I make these and push them together, I put them out in the garage for around 8 to 10 hours and I turn them over for another 6 hours, 5 hours, and they're done. It's that easy. Now I'm just going to use my hands because I like it better, just making almost like patties out of them. Guys get really technical. You can buy the gun and that, which is that's good or whatever, and you can also buy or use your mother's or your wife's pie roller and put it between two cooking sheets and flatten it right out. But I like it better this way. So this is pretty much, this is where it all happens. It's all done now pretty much, and all you do is you take it and you make patties of it, just like so. Make sure all your equipment is washed pretty good. This is all washed pre-hand. Everything I'm using here was all washed in soapy water and rinsed off in cold water. Just make patties. Like everybody'd say, oh, it's a little bit hard to work with. Yeah, but you know what? When it starts dehydrating, it's very easy. You go out and turn it over and it'll be stuck to it a little bit and flip it over. Then everybody's fighting for it. I swear to God, they love it. Just like that. Oh, like patties. You want to keep them, don't let them touch the other pieces because meat, when it's ground up and it starts to get heated up, it tends to stick to other pieces of meat. So just make sure there's a bit of separation. Right? And remember when you're dehydrating to change the elevation. Like this one here is going to be your lower elevation when you put on other trays. So tomorrow or whenever when you want to do this 12 hours or whatever down the road, when you want to turn them over, change the elevations of everything and try to keep the consistency of the patties the same as all. And change the elevation, put this one probably on the top and the other one on the bottom, and just be pretty consistent like that with sort of, you know, like today this one here, the bottom layer gets more heat, and then and tomorrow your top layer that's been all night on top, he's going to get the benefit of being on bottom. And you can leave it till it gets hard. You can leave this till you see a little pink in the middle. It's up to one's own self. Now this is a very basic way of doing it, but if you use the pie rollers, you can turn it a lot nicer looking, aesthetically pleasing. But at the end of the day, when you got a Ziploc bag full of jerky, you're very happy that you got a Ziploc bag full of jerky. Not only that, this is moose jerky. So even the vegetarians got a job to argue with you about this one. So that's it right now. Got my hands washed off. Cleanliness in the kitchen is always important. And all I will say that this is probably going to be my part 1 of this video. And what I will do is put on a part 2 and show you how it turned out and do a taste test in front of the camera. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this changed your view, because a lot of people think it's a one-way street with jerky. You got to cut it off a certain way, and you got to put it, you got to cut it with certain grains and all this, and it got to go on. No, I don't believe that's the real way to make jerky. I believe this is the best way to make jerky, in my opinion. Grind it up and get the flavor going through it, and it just sticks together when it dries out anyway. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it taught you a little bit, and look out for part 2 now in a couple of days time, and I can show you what it actually turned out like. So thank you.